Hey friends, Leigh Brown with Remax here, coming at you from my home office, which is also known as my kitchen. I've been making thank you loaves this morning and they're cooling off. So while they're cooling off, I felt like I should do some research and reading, because one of the things you should know about your realtors is that our job does not start and end with the MLS or with putting a sign in your yard. We have to be reading all the time, at least, we should be. Hello, friends. Anyway, one of my good friends is an attorney here in Concord, and she does a lot of work protecting children, especially the ones that have found themselves in drug abuse at homes and abusive situations, and she is all about protecting children and families. Anywho, an article's been circulating amongst her fellow child protective professionals about a crazy story that happened in Missouri. So you have this young couple who'd bought themselves a house, been trying to get pregnant, and ta-da, it happened. But then their unborn baby, turns out, was diagnosed with some problems, and in process of elimination to figure out what's going on, they found out that the home they had purchased had once been a meth lab. Now, here's the crazy part. There was no fault on the part of the people who they bought it from, because they had not been meth lab people. But a couple of owners back, it had been a foreclosure house. Prior to the foreclosure, turns out it had been a meth lab. Now, this is where you got to think, y'all, when you're buying a house, and you've got to talk to your realtor about what you can and can't find out online. Because in some states, meth labs are a disclosure, whether or not they've been decontaminated. North Carolina is one of those states. If I am your realtor and we talk about your house, if it has been a meth lab, we have to tell people, even if you were not the meth dealer. However, a lot of people don't know. And this is one of those lingering side effects from the Great Recession. We had so many homes that went to a short sale and foreclosure, and whenever there's a bank involved in a sale, you'll find that language that says as is, where is, and as is, where is means if they know, they don't have to tell, but most of the time it's because they don't know. And y'all, when banks take over a house, banks never set foot inside of it. They're just trying to get out what they can. They don't know. So if the people you're buying it from don't know, and the realtor doesn't know, there's nothing to disclose, okay? So you can't get mad about people who don't know things, but you can do additional research. You'll want to go to DEA.gov, and you're going to look up this page. It is called the National Clandestine Laboratory Register Data. I freakily love the name of that, National Clandestine Laboratory. That means you are doing illegal drugs in your house, but they try to say it nice and government-like. So I went and looked at North Carolina just out of curiosity this morning before I decided to make y'all a video. And it turns out that we have, over 500 incidences, and they're pretty much centered in two major parts of the state. And you might be surprised to learn that it's in our two large urban areas, and also there's a large area down at the coast too. So what I would suggest is that if you're buying a house, go to this website and just do a little research on your own and see what you can find out, particularly if you and your realtor look at the past history and it has ever been an as-is, where-is bank-owned house. You have to be smart. You have to do your research. And you also need to remember this, friends. Sometimes you'll fall in love with the house and you go on Facebook and you tell everybody, oh, I love this house and I'm going to make it perfect and it's going to be mine. How about you don't run your mouth about your house until you finish your research? Because if you did fall in love and then find out it has been a meth lab and you don't want to buy it, because this is the thing you got to know from this article. Her unborn baby was contaminated by old chemicals in the house from years ago. So they probably wish now they had not bought that house, and it makes it harder for y'all to unbuy a house if you have crowed about it online. So just keep it to yourself until you've done all your due diligence. Talk to your realtor about research you could be doing, and be smart, because buying a house is a big deal. And your realtors, we love making you happy and helping you get there, but we also have to play mama hen. So when we ask you to check out websites, go check them out, be smart, and go buy houses and have a great day.